Buhle Williams. I'm 18, turning 19 in August, and I'm studying BSOC, majoring in criminology and psychology.
I'm Yivani Manchongo. I'm 18, turning 19 later this year, and I'm a first-year law student in the 4-year mainstream degree.
Well, we had stage door and we had to come to Imperium, and we had a meeting here. So I introduced myself and I said where I'm from, and he just put his hand up. That's where I kind of recognized him, but not really, because he's from back home. I knew him from back home. Yeah.
Can you hear me? We met earlier this year, actually right here at Imperium. We were having a meeting for stage door. So the girls came over from Velveeta, and the first time I actually saw her was when she was obviously asked a question, and then she stood up, and there was us first actually meeting. She introduced herself and stated that she was also from PE. I'm also from PE. And I was like, hey, and then she also looked at me, I was like, hey, and then there was our first interaction. We didn't actually talk on that same day because she wasn't actually in the mood to talk. She actually just formed out after the meeting. And then our first conversation was actually the following Tuesday when we were actually having the physical practice, and we had exchanged a few words. Hey, I'm from PE, I recognize you from somewhere, but I didn't actually know you. And we said our first awkward hug there at Velveeta, and yeah.
Okay, I said we met here at Imperium.
Right.
At our first meeting in stage door.
And then, why did you say our first interaction though?
Interaction.
Yeah, like when we first actually spoke.
I said I'm from Eastern Cape, and you're like, yeah, I said, yeah.
Right. Well, I said, I also said the same thing, like we first met here at Imperium, but we actually didn't talk. I was sitting across you, you were standing talking, and then somewhere you mentioned PE, and then I was like, then we actually like, hey.
Not diving.
Yeah.
Yeah, very accurate.
Good.
I thought he was very arrogant, actually. But as I got to know him, I figured that he was a very nice, kind person. Yeah.
I have this impression of like this girl who just had no interest in people she didn't know, because that was the first time we actually met each other. We both came from PE, but that was the first time us actually meeting each other. And then me trying to introduce myself and getting to know her, she was actually quite cold, and I couldn't get anything through to her, as in, us actually having a good conversation. So, like you say?
First impression, arrogant, uptight. As you know, I've told you before. Yeah.
Wow, okay. There was actually, okay, fine.
Curious?
Well, I said like, when I first met you, like my impression of you was like this person who was shut off and, to like people she didn't know. And, you're actually quite cold. And I couldn't even, get a good conversation with you.
Yeah.
Our first date? Huh. I'm not exactly the romantic type, but I guess I can call it a date. So what happened was that there was an event that was happening at a res on campus. So she was actually planning on going to the res to go to the party, but then she wasn't actually allowed by her res. So she asked me as a close friend to like help her out, and then I agreed, and we actually had like not like a picnic, but we had like a dinner at my place that same night, and then we later on went to the event. So me being not the romantic type, I would say there was a date.
Like I'm trying to
Don't lie now.
Saying, but I can't. First date, it wasn't actually a date. We were going to a party together the next day, so I asked to stay over at his place. And we went to McDonald's, ate there, and then we came back and just chilled. And he was very, when a person is so used to staying alone, he was like that. He just wanted his things all together, and I just felt awkward up until we started talking. And yeah, I figured he was a good person. And then the second day was where Kevin said I actually fell in love, which is really quick, but yeah, it happened.
Alright, what lies did you tell them?
I told them that we went to McDonald's, came back,
Okay.
talked, and kissed, and I stayed over for longer since we had to go to a party.
But I said it was actually the same night we actually went to McDonald's, but then there wasn't a date though.
It wasn't
The
a
actual date
date.
was there at my place, but yeah, it was on the same night.
Yeah.
I just take out my phone and go to clips. It's like this page on Instagram with like really, really funny memes and videos. And there's just, in any mood season, it just cracks up. And other than that, it's just like stupid jokes about back when we were in PE during school. Yeah.
I would try to make jokes and be idiotic, and he'd eventually be annoyed mostly, and he'd end up laughing. Yeah.
So I said that like what really, really cracks you up when you're not in the mood or annoyed
Yeah.
is like memes and videos, funny videos.
Yeah.
Like when you're angry or whatever, I just take out my phone and just go into Instagram
Yeah.
and just show you videos. But then other than that, like, you know how I am, so like me and my stupid side, I just say like a couple of stupid jokes and then yeah.
Yeah. I try the same thing, but except for the memes. Like, I tease you, try to get you annoyed, share jokes, and then you end up laughing.
The most annoying thing is so but I'll say the most annoying thing that really, really gets me annoyed about her is the fact that she cannot control her laughter. Like this one instance where my aunt called, and it was actually a WhatsApp call, so she thought that it was still trying to connect, but then it was already on, and she was still laughing at in the background. And then as soon as I turned to loudspeaker, and then my aunt was just in laughter, like as in because she knew I was actually sitting with someone. And what was awkward at that moment was that it was like 10 o'clock, so I couldn't make any excuses. So after that call, I was really, really annoyed about that. And yeah, that's one of her traits that really, really, really annoys me.
The most annoying thing about Yivani Manjongo, he thinks he's smarter than me, and he likes over-explaining things, and he's just this nerdy person, and I know it, and sometimes he just likes telling me facts that I already know, and he thinks I don't know them. And when he's, okay, it seems wrong to say it, but when he's too touchy. But yeah, those are it.
I said what really, really annoys me about you is you can't control your laughter sometimes. And I mentioned the situation where my aunt called, and then you were just there laughing. I could have been in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say again? I said that when you're too touchy and when you over-explain things and you think you're smarter than me.
No, but then you always misunderstand me, so what?
Not all
What
the
do you mean
time.
I'm too touchy though?
Too touchy, you like touching my face, and you know I have issues,
But that's
sensitive
the point.
skin.
That's the point though.
I can do it to you, but you can't do it to me.
Why not?
Because sensitive skin.
Everyone, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
The biggest fight we had was regarding. Oh, it actually happened recently, like a day ago. We planned that we're gonna do one of our UFS 101 tests together, right? But then me being the insomniac I am. So I stayed up, watched some Game of Thrones, and I ended up sleeping at around 3 a.m., which meant that I actually woke up late the following day. And the due date for the test was around 10 o'clock. And as soon as I woke up, I just saw like 20 missed calls. And I knew like, okay, what's the situation gonna be when I get to Professor? So I get there, and the first thing he just says to me that I hate you. And it being just a simple sentence, but it really, really hurt me. And I really wanted to talk about it because I wanted to explain my side. It's not like I didn't come. I woke up late, and I wanted to argue my side. And we just had like a fight over it for like half an hour. And we both missed the test, actually, so yeah.
The recent one, because it's the one I actually remember where I was actually pissed off. He was supposed to wake up and come to my rest, and we were supposed to do a test together. And he overslept, which I know he was going to, so I told him last night to actually wake up early. And I called like several times and nothing. I was actually worried, like what if something happened to him? And then he tells me no, he overslept. And then I just freaked out, and he was like, just relax. I'm like, relax. And then I just dropped the phone, and it just carried on to other things that were totally not about the fight. But yeah, that was our biggest fight. The recent fight over UFS 101. First unit, because of you, because you overslept.
No, I still putting it to something, okay? But then that's what I said though. Yeah, I feel like that was the biggest fight we had.
Yeah.
I also told him, like, you know, that argument we had over the phone, and then when I was there, you know, I feel like that was the biggest fight we had. Which was so unnecessary, but yeah, that had to be the case.
Yeah.
The thing is,
not every day. Like, just we fight a lot because we kind of have similar personalities, and we tend to click a lot. And we disagree a lot, which is why we fight a lot.
I don't consider the other small fights because it's just small stuff that happen due to us having our strong personalities and us disagreeing on a lot of things. But like in terms of those, yeah, we have a lot of those. But in terms of like actual fights where it's an actual conflict, it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, and we actually got to a point, since we were fighting a lot, or arguing, or having a disagreement a lot, we got to a point where we actually, if we had an issue, we would sit down and talk about it, instead of just talking over one another. Yvonne, what do I love about this? I love that you are socially aware of your, what am I saying? You are aware of your surroundings. You make sure that as much as you are self-aware, you make sure that when you're around other people, people are comfortable with you, and you are a very respectful person, and you are independent, and I love how I can be comfortable and idiotic with you. Yeah, and how good he looks, obviously.
What I love the most about her is that no matter how annoying or how I am sometimes, she's always there to calm me down due to, I feel like it's part of her personality actually. It's how she is and just naturally how sweet she is, you know. And she just has that ability to just calm me down sometimes, or just understand when I'm not in the mood or when I'm annoyed, or you know, yeah. Ooh, I said I love like your ability to like calm me down sometimes, or when I'm not angry or when I'm annoyed, to like bring me over and, you know, cheer me up. And also like your ability to like understand when I'm not in the mood to do something, or, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said I love how you can be socially aware of your surroundings. Yeah. And I said I love that I can be comfortable with you and goofy. Yeah.
I should have said something.
What you did?
Yeah.